Hello everyone, Atlacat L Games here, and today we're gonna be casting a pretty interesting game I had on Hesse Duel. Me playing 4E or 4Easy, maybe we're gonna learn if it's good or not. And Bottom Feeder playing Embed, because the division is still kinda bad. Hesse Duel, I already commented on this map in my video where it concerns like I think it was called something like win with map knowledge or something like that. Basically I played versus like 152E player who was ranked way below me, and he did a big infantry push here, took all of this and managed to win the game. And Bottom Feeder is on that infantry favored side. I'm on the tank mechanized favored side. I'm gonna cast from my perspective, obviously. I'm just gonna pretty quickly go through the openers. I think it's pretty obvious where the openers are going. Starting from this flank, I just get a M113 CV autocannon to protect my flank so he doesn't just sneak shit into my backline. This is a pretty good unit, very good optics with extremely good autocannon, has smoke. Only one front armor, but what can you do, eh? On this side, Bofors gun, the Pratt and Verknes AT basically just holding off here. The Bofors gun is actually a pretty decent AA piece and can work versus infantry as well. Only has 1200 meter range, but the helicopter and aircraft range allow it basically to fire 2 salvos at the plane if it's like going right over it. So it's pretty decent AA tool. It's static, can't really move it, but you know, it has 5 HP currently because of it's basically an infantry unit now. And the Pratt, basically, since your IFVs don't have any ATGMs, this is what you spam instead. This is actually very good. I mean, TOW2 excellent. Has smoke. The mediocre stealth with the buffed, forest stealth is okay. It's not good stealth like on, Weasel TOW and etc. But what can you do? Can't have everything in life. Continuing the forward deployed GSR here, basically my plan is to take these bushes and then push here and here. Although at the start I wanted to be a lot more defensive, I get an IHawk here, get a Bofors gun right into here, get one Mobic, it's called Natres now. They used to be called Gemobilisiert. These are very cost effective units. For 35 points you get a 9-man squad with a law, and you get an M113 with smoke, so it's not bad actually at all. For 60 points you get a lot. One Leopard 1 here, basically as I said, take this, and then slowly push into here, while containing any push here. I was expecting a push into this, but my opponent had other plans. So a Pratt here to cut off any armor or any bullshit going down. Military police, you have to bring these guys to buff up your 2 cards of Mobics, a Bofors AA gun here, and basically I'm just deploying into here, expecting a push from him. Double CV opening on this map is, I think, mandatory. And on this side I don't have a lot depending. I have an M113 CV there to in this bush. This bush is pretty potent for defending. I get a Bofors AA gun here. And I get 1 Mobic and 150 cal into these buildings, and I retreat the M113 back here. My opponent, can't really play the open game, doesn't have any long range tanks, doesn't have anything, so he just parks Weasel TOWs into the bushes. Pretty good. This special forces, very good optics, 50 cal with no armor is going here. He sends absolutely nothing here, which is funny. I didn't realize that until way later. Sends, actually no, he did send this down here, and he sends LSW Milan, so to stop any of my pushes down here. This basically also just deploys a Weasel 2 here and the 50 cal special forces here, and his main bulk is here. It's a bunch of para command, a bunch of Milans and 50 cals, all going into these buildings. I think I do get to this building first if I use the airborne forward deployment, but I don't want to risk it. So I'm gonna cast it from my perspective. Gonna put it on 2 speed while the deployment is going. About 4E, I want to chat a little bit about the division. I did say that its IFVs do not have any ATGMs, so when it comes to trading versus other tank divisions, it's not great. I land this here and retreat it into the bushes, so the 50 cal just doesn't kill me. And his blob is advancing here, and his 50 cal is gonna go into my rear. So he has nothing here, and when I notice this big ass blob, I quickly reroute my units, my mobics all here. Anyway, yeah, as I said, the weakness of this div is that he has absolutely nothing when it comes to trading ATGMs outside of the 2 ATGM Prats. It also doesn't have any cheap ATGMs, it only has 2 2s. And honestly, like, I don't even bring them most of the time. It's just way too expensive. I see the Weasel Toe here, and he starts off with a Buccaneer LGB. I smoke my CEV so he doesn't Buccaneer it, and he Buccaneers the Mobic instead. The Bofors doesn't fire because it's smoked, and the IHawk misses. So, as I said, it has a lot of grinding infantry, like compared to other tank divisions. Like, it has 24 of these if you don't wet them. Has a lot of M113s, has enough military police guys. Now the LGB fucking bonks me. And basically, when it comes to like trading ATGMs and IFVs, it's not very great. Its tanks are pretty good because they have 21 pen, which means they at max range one shot a lot of IFVs that are 3 armor. So BMP1, M2A1 Bradley, and like the Warrior Milan, the base of Warrior Milan, they all suffer. As you can see, like this Bofors gun has 5 infantry HP, and Paracommando cannot trade into it, so he tells these 50 cals to target the Bofors now. The Bofors is providing excellent fire support, as you can see, it's pretty good. He calls in Gurkha rifles to grind here. Basically what my plan is, I realized that he's really thin here, so I just start walking infantry in. I'm still playing pretty conservatively here. The 80 is maybe gonna hit, hopefully. Come on. It does hit, good. Your infantry has a lot of cargo stuffs. Yeah, what I want to continue is the heavy tanks one-shot some IFVs at max range, and with the addition of the IHawk, you don't basically, you can't get air bullied as often, although some stronger bully divisions can just air bully anyway. Looking at like 28 Pacerna and such, they can just steal the shit on you. I bring up the Genie, also a pretty decent squad for 40 points. I honestly think that this basically plays like a Soviet division, more so than like 5th Panzer. It's a lot of the squads are basically the same. Outside of the Mobics, basically you just spam Mobics as your meat shields, and then you have a bunch of infantry fighting vehicles and tanks behind. When it comes to grinding, as you can see, it's a much better grinding. If you watch my 79 game, I basically had to give this up pretty quickly, but the Mobics and the military police are holding the ground. He gets a lot of Weasel Toes. At my advance here, just slowly, I walk in this Mobic here, and I realize, I think, way too late that I can just walk it in here. I expected at least one infantry unit, a 50 kill or something, so I didn't wanna move too early. And you know, my point is trying to contain him here, and the grinding is not going that bad. I lose my MM13s. Leveraging your fire support on this map is very hard. I mean, you can leverage it like here and here, but like everything is in Dragon range, and everything is in 80 range. Like these Paragon groups have 750 meter range. I can't get my CVs too close. Can only keep them at this angle here, where they are just gonna, die to Gurkha rifles in the end. This here, I push my Pratt and my AT here. My AT, my recon doesn't see good stealth. And then I decide to push, and then I die. Because I'm not looking at microing this. I'm just like, yeah, I'm gonna go forward. like my infantry just pushes in, and that's good. I kill his Sultan, which he smokes, but my AT gets a shot off. I didn't notice that in the game. So I get more infantry to secure this. And his whole shtick is like he really wants to push here. So I'm just gonna like speed it up a little bit because not much is happening. His AT, you know, I mean his infantry push is kind of stopped. He starts killing off my fire support. The Leopard 1 dies here. And I just decide to walk Mobix up because there's nothing stopping me really. I realized that, as I said, too late. He gets I think it's the same Buccaneer, and now that I got another Ihawk and a fighter up, the Buccaneer goes down. I moved the Pratt here. His LSW gun something died to the Pratt that he sneaked in the back. I move around the Ihawk that's here. He keeps spamming toes here. I mean, fair enough, but at the same time, it's not gonna stop the Mobix just walking over an open field because there's absolutely no fire support here for him. My A is still here, and I open an M110, and I honestly do nothing with it. I should have honestly just put it at fire at will or something. I wanted to, you know, target these Gurkha rifles and everything, but they constantly pop in and out of LOS because my units die because he managed to cross this thin open ground here. And he just has too much infantry, too much fire support for me to handle here. So, because I moved my infantry up from here to here, this HE kills a paracommando, I guess, here, and damages some other infantry. He didn't bring any AA here. Yeah, there's no AA. So that's interesting. He puts the Pathfinders. Pathfinders are an extremely broken squad. 4 MGs, bro. Special forces, what the fuck. Like, when it comes to trading infantry versus infantry, I don't think you can trade infantry versus infantry. Like, it immediately puts my Natres to low cohesion, even though, you know, they are in MP police range. So my autocannon just deals with them. But when it comes to infantry, you know, it's kind of hard. So he pushes me out of here, and his fire support, these Milan trucks, these Unimogs push up. So I do struggle a bit versus them. I deploy infantry and 50 cals and everything here. I keep this Ihawk here for a lot longer than I should have. And honestly, if I were him, I would just take this infantry blob and keep it pushing. My F-16HE dives one of the Unimog paras. Some of these have run out of Milans. This only has 1 Milan left, and these 50 kills can kill them pretty effectively, actually. Probably faster than they can kill the 50 kill team. Yeah, look at the damage, wow. So another Buccaneer LGB, and he has a lot of Mariners here. So I try and leverage my fire support by going around here. I have yet to cap this zone. Where did I get my CV? Did it die? No, yeah, I think it died, and I'm just leveraging this CV here. He gets another LGB. It gets cheated and Bofors gunned, which is pretty nice. He puts a CV right through the middle of the zone because there's no AT stopping him. He still doesn't move this blob. He's just sitting there, sadly. Sadly for him, thankfully for me. I get my fire support here and try and hold off everything. He buys a lot of scimitars, which are in the tank tab for him. I think he gets 12 availability in them. Yeah, Mbel got buffed when it comes to that. You know, his plan is working, but he just isn't moving this infantry. He should have just started piling up here, but maybe he expected me to push back here, which wasn't my intention at all. I mean, my intention to an extent survived. I buy an F-16HE to drop on his CV. Goes boom. He tries to move this Unimog para over. I didn't know this had 2000 ammo. How do you keep 2000 ammo in this truck? 2050 cal ammo and Milans into this? I mean, okay. So his Mariners get into the building, and I start leveraging the fire support. He also starts leveraging the fire support, so I also need to reinforce this and reinforce this, and I'm lacking points. I keep spamming Mobix, because that's what you do with this division. You just keep spamming the Mobix. I finally activate an M110. I think he targeted the mariners in this building and dealt a lot of damage. So he's still not moving the blob. These weasels are gonna move at some point here, and they're gonna cause a lot of trouble. This Unimog Para is moving up. I moved the MO13 CV from here to here, and he gets into this part of the zone. I can see him with the with this, so I'm gonna drop artillery when these gun groups drop. What are these gun groups? I mean, okay, they actually have 3 medium machine guns, so these are like Plume cheeky, but have better AT, I guess. I mean, one less guy, and they have shock. But aren't Plume cheeky like 45 points? I guess they play the airborne tax as well. I mean, okay. In that case, I guess. But probably better to just not even have them pay airborne tax. So Carl Gustav's here, have good range. I can't put fire support into the town, as you can see, if he controls this building, which he does. DM110, really good gun. I think these guys need a nerf. And I wouldn't nerf them in their damage or anything. I would just remove the free veterancy it comes in. So all of these, big guns come at 1 availability per car but get 1 free vet. And as you can see, the reload time is 64 seconds. And an unvetted, 155 is like 50 something. So it's basically got the fire rate of an unvetted 155. With like the explosive power and the accuracy because of the range, which is much higher, and the salvo length of 3 is perfectly fine. Another F16 HE. I dropped on the gun groups because I don't see the mariner. My recon doesn't see them. Pretty sure. Yeah, I don't see actually that he's standing here. So I decided to move my mariner up. I mean my recon up here to see where he's hiding the CV. And this is my first FA purchase of the game if you don't count the recon tab. I don't like the infantry in it. Panzer infantry when it comes with the Carl Gustav is overpriced by 5 points. If you compare them to the Motostraki BMP, which are 40 points, it's basically the same squad. This is just 5 fucking points too expensive, even though the IFV's got a price buff. I mean, they have the better autocannon than the I fucking nuke some weasels that were, bringing me trouble. And he's still not pushing this infantry. So it's giving me a lot of breather room. This Seed only has... Oh, never mind, doesn't have... He has two really bad radar missiles. So I just turn off my iHawk and then it goes boom. And that's all. These Bofors guns are just chilling here. And my EPRs are just getting picked off because I'm not microing and not paying attention. My F16HE dies to the Mistrals. Mistrals, of course, really good. What is my M110 doing? Oh yeah, it's killing the Mariner that are here because my recon actually spotted them. And now that I've got a lot of Mobics and everything, I can start pushing up again. He's still not moving. This is basically like dead weight here. Like, he should just move this infantry up. Like, please, you could have pushed this really hard. You could have like punished me a lot, but he just decided not to. He buys a scimitar for this side. He's gonna kill the CEV because it has no armor, sadly. The Pratt dies to the Krakatau. It's really hard to notice good stealth units in forests now. It's really hard, so you need recon everywhere. So sniping enemies recon and pushing your recon up is like a lot more important. So I do recommend, if you lose your recon often, to bring another card, or if you're not using enough recon, to buy more recon, because it's like way more important now that normal optics got nerfed and forest stealth got buffed. So it's very hard to just walk up here. F16 gets hit by the Mistral Force Evac. Nice as always. iHawk 1 gets the shot, and then I'm not sure what killed the... Was it the Bofors? Nah, I don't think so. I'm not sure what killed it. So I got a Toto here, and he's finally, moved some of the infantry and everything here. So the Gurkha rifles. This iHawk is gonna suffer a unfortunate fate. This spread dies to the gun group. So I get one F-16 HE and one F-16 cluster to try and deal with whatever the fuck this is. It gun runs the fucking Weasel. I guess one pen is enough for the Weasel. I push into here with my Mobics and everything. The HE kills the Gurkha rifles. I'm not sure how many Gurkha rifles this deck gets, but it's a very good squad and got price buffed accordingly. So he's bullying me here. I kill. Pretty sure this is mine that he just stole, and the Weasels just killed the Ihawk. Rest in peace. I mean, bad micro on my part. Holy shit! Look at those guys. Pushing the Ihawk. Symmetry in my backline. Two M110s. I'm not sure why I bought the second one and I wasn't even utilizing the first one correctly. I guess it's to grind his shit out. This Milan 2 spot, I didn't know, it's pretty ridiculous. I mean, you can cover this, which I already knew, but I didn't know you can also cover this part here. And if you move it to, you know, like, I'm not sure which exact building, yeah, this building or even this building, you cover a lot of this here from a building where you have absolutely no chance of spotting the Milan. You can just keep moving it around. So this is a pretty good spot for ATGMs if we're pushing into here that I literally didn't know about. And in his position where this is his side of the map, having like a Milan 2 here is actually very, very good for him because it keeps sniping my M113s. So my Mobics keep dying to his superior infantry, but their job is basically to just hold out. So these 20mm Weasels are gonna die to the 30mm M113s. In the end, they're stronger, and this fucking, if he pushes into this building and puts Milans here, the game is over for me. I have almost no way of pushing into this, but he also has a lot of dead weight here. I mean, I don't know why he was keeping this here. Gave me a free game. He pushes the Weasels over, the Pratt kills him, and this M113CV is gonna finish him. As you can see, I only buy the Recon variant because I said that I don't like the infantry that comes into it, so if I can get the thing itself with very good optics for 55 points, and the thing itself is like IFV is 45, and with infantry that's kind of trash, I don't want it. So bought artillery, not really doing much with it. Buccaneer 80 out. As you can see, I haven't bought a single heavy tank because there's no space for the heavy tank here. There's nothing to do with it. F-16AA. Goes over the Mistrals, 4 Mistrals here, and they die, but it kills the AT plane, and that's all I honestly care about. So now my fucking 50 cal and M13 blob is pushing his Gurkha rifles out. If only he had this infantry, like he would literally have more bodies than I would have ammo. So I bring the IFVs, I bring the meaty infantry, and I keep pushing him out. A lot of fire support, a lot of angles. This Panzer infantry here is doomed. In the open, getting stunned. So he wants to push back into here. I have this Natres here. It's chill, and now the F-16HE and the cluster, the air spam is going, and the Gurkha rifles and the scimitars are out, and then they're gonna evac over 4 Mistrals. And let's see how that ends. 5 Mistrals actually. 6 Mistrals. And all of them miss. Except 1. So that's pretty statistically unlikely. I guess they fired as I was going right over them and it maybe bugged out, I'm not sure. Wait, no, it's actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Mistrals. 6 Mistrals. He gets a CV here. But it's not bad for this roll. They push my tank over here to try and kill the CV and the scimitar. He smokes the scimitar and blocks off the CV as well. His pathfinders are just in the open getting shredded. So I try and move up here to, you know, try and snipe this thing, but this isn't, you know, for this world anymore. These pathfinders are gonna lose it. He tries to move the Sultan to a place where I'm not gonna see, but I'm gonna get it in the end. I'm winning by points. He's basically delaying the inevitable if he decides to just not push here, which he didn't. He just decided to not push at all. He gets a lot of Gurkha rifles here, so I'm just gonna... I mean, I didn't notice that. I mean, I did, but I decided to push my infantry anyway. I'm like, you know, my fire support is just gonna push him out. It didn't happen. So this here got destroyed, and I'm on a +1 again. This here is dead weight still, and my artillery keeps doing nothing. So just remember to you know, put your artillery. Honestly, if you're playing versus a deck that cannot counter batter you like this, just put it on like auto fire or whatever, and just let it fire at whatever the fuck it thinks fit. I fired at these buildings. He's not in those buildings anymore, so it kind of does nothing. This Milan 2 gets resupplied and just starts eating at my fire support. As I said, this is a pretty fucking insane spot. Cause where do you put your fire support if he has like an 80 GM here? But you can't see, like there's no way you can see it. Even if you put like recon here, there's no way literally that you can see it with exceptional optics. F16 HE on the Gurkha rifles, they don't die. This Buccaneer AT, I don't know what it was doing, but unlucky. He again tries to get here and dies, and I want to show you why you should break the Bofors gun. Look at this seed plane and look at this Bofors gun. There's only one Bofors gun firing, by the way. One volley, you know, a few damage, and then another volley, and it does a lot of damage. It even scores a crit. Of course, the iHawk is gonna fucking miss, and it fucking force evacs it with the crit, but you know, what can you do? And then bottom feeder, you know, surrenders. GG well played to bottom feeder. He could have punished me a lot more. And 4E, as you can see, it can grind. Has a lot of like grind infantry and everything. Has a lot of air spam. The artillery is very good. But I didn't even bring out a heavy tank in this game, so there was no point. I might as well have played the Belgians with you know, a lot better infantry and the same IFV and just Leopard 1s for days. GG well played. Plays a decent amount of NATO and a pretty decent amount of games and pretty decent rank. So see you in the next video, guys. Bye bye.